If you're over 30 pounds overweight, chances are the usual slow and steady fat loss advice makes you want to scream into a pillow. Lose £1, £2 per week, they say. Cool. So in 4 months, I might maybe notice a slight change in my face. Fantastic. Meanwhile, cravings hit, life happens, motivation tanks, and then back at square one. In this video, we're not doing that. Instead, we're going to use a strategy that actually works, that's fast enough for you to see real changes before you quit, but also structured enough to keep you from rebounding. And no, it's not magic, it's just science. My name's Tom, and over the last 17 years, I've tried every diet under the sun. This one I'm going to set out for you is not spoken about much, but it works. So make sure you watch it all because it can mess you up if you miss a step. Before we dive in, as said in the introduction, this video is for those that need to lose 30 pounds quickly. And you're likely in one of these two categories. You're just fat, so you've got no muscle, no gym experience, and honestly, you're not worried about losing any muscle. You just want to get rid of the weight as soon as possible. And then the second one is that you lift regularly, but you need to drop 30 pounds just to lean down, and you don't want to lose that much muscle in the process. If you're in the first category, you can be a little bit more reckless because there's no real muscle to protect. If you're in group 2, you probably need to be a bit more strategic because losing muscle is a big no-no. The good news is, if done properly, you won't need to. Either way, the strategy works, but knowing where you start helps us tweak it for the best results. So let's talk about it. The diet itself, how it works, why it's so effective, and how we're going to prevent you from feeling like absolute garbage. All right, so cut the fluff. We're going to use an aggressive structured approach, and it's called the rapid fat loss diet. And it's a modified protein sparing modified fast, but without feeling like a zombie. It's a no carb, very high protein, low fat diet. It sounds miserable, but here's why it won't be. The entire point of this diet is to preserve as much muscle as possible whilst aggressively shredding fat, and doing it in a way that doesn't leave you feeling like death. So what do you eat? The aim is between 800 and 1,000 calories per day, and 200 grams of protein coming from sources like chicken breast, egg whites, and lean fish. There are no direct carb sources, and you will get some from the minuscule amount in the foods. We're going to have minimal fats, but we'll cover that in the next section. So you might be thinking, but won't I feel horrible just eating protein? And the answer is yes, if you do it wrong. And that's why this next part is crucial. If you try to live on just chicken breast, you'll run into something called rabbit starvation, which is when your body starts freaking out because you're giving it nothing but protein. Symptoms include feeling exhausted, brain fog, hunger, and wanting to throw yourself in the nearest pile of donuts. But we avoid this by supplementing properly. So here's what you'll need. We need fish oil, between 10 and 15 grams per day, usually in a cap. Between 4 and 6 litres of water per day. Yes, you'll wee a lot. No, you're not dying. And electrolytes. So 5 grams of sodium, 1 gram of potassium, and 400 grams of magnesium. And these will keep you functioning properly and prevent crashes and try to keep the cravings at bay. But we're not running the diet indefinitely because that would be a disaster. And instead we're going to cycle it, and we're going to use something called a refeed. So every 7 to 10 days, depending on how hard you're going and how you feel, we're going to temporarily add carbs and some fats back in. And this will help you reset your psychology, prevent the burnout, and stop you from murdering people. But it's not a cheat day. It doesn't mean sick, let me go and order an entire pizza and a massive tub of ice cream and then we'll jump back on it tomorrow, because it just doesn't happen. It means refilling glycogen stores with quality carbs like oats, rice, potatoes. These are going to be your friends, and we want to avoid ultra processed junk because that's your enemy for now. And this keeps your energy high, cravings low, and metabolism on point. So how long do you actually do this diet for? After about 2 to 6 weeks on the rapid fat loss diet, you've proven that calorie deficits work. You've seen that weight will come off, and guess what? Your metabolism isn't broken. Most people think theirs is. Well, we've just disproven it. And now you need to transition out of the rapid fat loss diet, or else you're setting yourself up for failure. So here's how to do that. The first step is calculate new calories. We're still trying to lose weight, so we still need to remain in that calorie deficit. So we're going to take your new weight and multiply that by 10. Use your weight in pounds. If it's in kilos, multiply your weight by 22. For your protein, keep your weight in pounds times 1 and weight in kilos times 2.2. We want to keep our fats of 20% of the overall calories and carbs just fill in whatever's left. And this phase will still keep you in that calorie deficit, but it allows you to eat more whilst losing weight to get to the goal. But phase 3 is where most people completely mess up. And it's the most dangerous phase, so don't screw this up. You've been dieting for months and you hit your goal weight and you feel absolutely great. Then you go back to old habits, which is ordering takeout too often, snacking more and not tracking calories. And then suddenly, boom, you're back where you started. The key is to slowly build up your calories to find maintenance while keeping good habits in place. That means keeping protein high, slowly increasing calories, and start focusing on building muscle. And you've just gone through an insanely effective fat loss plan. You know how to drop weight fast, how to transition properly, and how to keep it off. But here's the thing, being lean is just the beginning. Right now you have two choices. You can take everything that you've just learned and apply it and stay exactly where you are, or take it to the next level and finally build the body that you actually want. Because let's be real, nobody diets just to get skinny. You want to look good, feel strong, and actually see results in the gym. And that's why this next step is crucial. I put together a 21 days of free fitness tips packed with insights to help you build muscle, lose fat, and avoid dieting mistakes. If you want to know what works and what doesn't in bite-sized chunks over the next 21 days, the link is in the description. I'll see you over there.